Hey, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to hop on here and talk about a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings we have going on. These include parts of LaSalle Parish and parts of Wynn Parish in our area. That also is going to include, hold on, clicking the wrong thing. That's also going to include parts of Caldwell Parish, as this storm is looking a little bit weaker, perhaps, as it exits out of our area into the extreme northern fringes of LaSalle, perhaps. But this one right here, that's the storm I have been watching pretty closely, and we have new storms. Sorry about that. Hey, how you doing, Debbie? We have new storms here that are popping along that boundary as it sags toward the southwest, and these so far have stayed pretty well behaved, pretty tame. But I figured since these storms here could produce some pretty significant hail, we'd go ahead and take a look at that right over Winfield right now. So please report to me. Let me know what you have happening if you're in Winfield, if you have any hail, if you're out toward Calvin, did you see any hail? And then if you're anywhere in that area in Wynn Parish, that's where the worst of this thing is right now. Now, velocity. It's not showing much. I'm going to put this in motion here. We did have a little bit of a perk up there just to the northwest of Sardis and southwest of Winfield there. And this is an area that I've been watching. It's an area that the National Weather Service is watching as well, but they are not seeing anything that's saying, hey, let's issue a tornado warning on this. So there has been some broad rotation, but again, without that strong low-level wind shear, we're just not going to see we're not going to see a long-term, long-lasting tornado. We could see a brief spin up, but I really think the main threat is going to be hail. So that means we go to volume radar mode, which is one of my favorite things to do. Let's take a look and see what we have going on here as I cut a slice through this storm and we see what kind of hail we have. Hey, thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Sandy, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Yes, it's sunny. It's beautiful out. It's not beautiful. It's humid and nasty, but we do have severe weather in the area. So let's cut a slice through this bad boy, take a look at what we have going on, and here we go. And this will show me what's going on with the hail core. You can see it suspended up there. That just shows me that this is still aloft here. So that is southwest of Winfield. I'm going to go through this. I can scan through it and see. But it looks like, this is a pretty decent hail core, and a lot of this is still above above about 10, 11,000 feet is where we get below freezing. So all of this that's suspended up here, that's ice, and this is likely hail that's falling through into that area that is above freezing. So it's going to start to melt some. Let's take a look at another angle of this here, and I'm going to go back to my main page. That's another nasty storm down in Texas there, but that's not in our area. See, that's the thing. I see that stuff and I'm like, oh, weather, crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look. So here is what we have. That's the storm there in Wynn Parish, and what I wanted to do was take a look at the Shreveport radar real quick. It's going to be a little different look here, but storm relative velocity not showing anything strong in there. So we're not seeing anything that's incredibly threatening when it comes to the potential for a tornado with this storm, but we are watching out for that potential for some hail with this. And let's take a look at our skit if I can find it. This is going to show me the details. This is just what the algorithm's kind of picking up on. And it's showing hail size up to 1.5 inches. That's going to be aloft. I think it's going to be melting some on the way down. And then BTI, if that gets up above like 6 or 7, I start to get concerned. But in this case, with that down around 3, we are not looking at much there. Let me see if we can get another skit on this storm. Oh, we don't have one there. Whatever. All right, we have, looking at that other one, though, it looked like there would be some hail perhaps on the order of quarters, maybe up to $50 there in Wynn Parish, right in the central part of the parish. And this storm is right over Winfield. It looks like the worst of that hail core is going to be a little bit south of town. And that's the Lake Charles radar showing that really well. So, yeah, well, that's 1.75. That's golf balls. Again, that's probably going to be the more aloft what we're seeing with this. I think as that's falling, that's going to be melting some down to an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. But it's possible you can get some golf balls out of this thing. Again, between Winfield and Pacton here, if Moore and Newmore sound familiar to you, you might want to go ahead and have that car in the garage. Colgrade to Murray Junction down 84. You're next for this hail. I will step you through it as this one looks like it's showing the hail stuff better. Let me get this out of here. We'll keep that. Sorry, I still have that little cold I'm trying to shake. It's going to happen. But there's your hail core, just kind of pulsing up and down. Then that hail will come out of that storm, and we'll see it kind of recycle. Kind of like we do with these cyclic supercells that produce tornadoes. Looks like they went with a special weather statement on this cell north of Natchitoches. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, because I actually have a camera on it. I'm going to pull up my camera here. I can actually show you through the system now. How exciting. Everything's pretty much fixed now. Okay. We're not going to see much on that. I'm going to move this a little bit to try to get the sun out of here. Let's see. I will try this out. I'm just moving it here. Kind of playing with things because the sun is still out in front of this, or still behind this one, so it's not really providing me the greatest lighting. It's kind of blowing things out here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Natchitoches camera. This is what it looks like right now. That's Sibley Lake right there. This is me moving things about 20, 30 seconds ago. You're going to see me scan all over the place. There's the air conditioning unit, and then we'll go to the left here to see if I can maybe fix things, and I think I finally do. Oh, I go way left there. Yeah, so getting back over the lake, that's where the storm is. That's where our final destination is on this one, and that's where that rain shaft is coming down. Nothing showing up here showing me anything crazy severe, but I figured I would take a look at this and let you know what we have going on. And right now it does look like we at least have some strong storms that are developing here on the back side of this, on that front, and these are going to continue to push on toward the east. Right now it looks like that hail is primarily over the hail threat. The highest hail threat is primarily over southern Wynn Parish. They're just south of Winfield. That's where we're seeing the worst of this. Could also be seeing some hail there around Alla with that cell, and maybe even some small hail out of this cell near Clarence as this continues on toward the east. So let's go ahead and go back to this radar and show you again. This is why I went live. We had a little hook showing up there. I like to at least, be available and be here for the severe thunderstorm warnings, especially if we're getting some actual hail that's coming out of these that could be causing damage. I'm not going to go live for every single severe thunderstorm warning. You'd go crazy seeing me that much. But in this case, we have some rotation. We have in that last frame, it looks like a little bit beefier rotation there, but it still doesn't look like anything that's imminently ready to touch down or anything. Let's see. I see a new severe. Oh, that's going to be on that one in Texas. One of these got a warning on it. So let's go back here, pause it, go to reflectivity, and yeah, right over Winfield, you're just taking this one on the chin. And it's what I was saying earlier. You might see 2 inches of rainfall out of one of these cells somewhere, Winfield perhaps, but then you could be down here in Atlanta and Pacton. You might not see anything. So that's kind of how these are rolling right now. Not seeing any updates that they're going to issue a tornado warning on this or anything, but I wanted to kind of give you a rundown. We have a couple of supercells in the area. We have this one that's developing right behind that. That could move right over Winfield again, so things are kind of training across the same area here. I'll put it in motion for you. Let's go for the last hour. And you can see that the general trend is for this to sink to the south, but these individual cells are kind of moving to the east, but the whole front is moving to the south. So that gives us a net kind of east-southeasterly motion on these storms. It looks like LaSalle Parish, you're about to get hit with another one, and then we have this cell here just north of Natchitoches. That's the one I was looking at on the camera, and actually I think I was looking at this one, this smaller one, and the other one was being blocked by things, because that's how it goes. You still got the stuff on top of the building, but at least we saw that air conditioning unit, right? So showers, storms, some significant, some with some severe hail possibly over the next few hours. Let's go back into the show here, and I'm actually going to pull up the HRRR. It's going to take me just a second. There's the camera in Natchitoches. Kind of a cool look there, especially now that we have the sun out of the way. All right, let me see something here. Futurecast latest. We're going to go into Louisiana and go right there. Okay, so here it comes. Goodbye, Natchitoches camera. We'll be back to check you out in just a second. But this is the HRRR. This is the latest run of this, and this is going to show you kind of how things are stepping through. This has been a little slow. I think it delays things a little bit. It keeps them in the area a bit longer than I would think. But by 8 o'clock, it shows at least a smattering of storms. I guess that's kind of like a scattering of storms that's right overhead. And this is going to continue to kind of truck on through the area. We're going to get some possible severe thunderstorms out of this. That severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for the northern half of the area, but as you can see, we lose the instability. They keep trying. There goes the outflow, and it's going to be kicking well ahead of the upper forcing. So I think by about 10 o'clock, we can sound the all clear on this. And even before that, it's not like we're going to see a tornado outbreak with this. We're just going to have some lightning and thunder. You don't want to get stuck out on the water or anything like this. But, you know, the main threat here is going to be isolated hail, possibly up to the size of golf balls, more likely from peas to quarters. And then we're going to see again by 10 o'clock, we're going to lose the steam for these. It's going to move away from that upper level feature, and then it's going to also move away from the, or we're going to lose the instability. So let me take a look at the Natchitoches camera one more time. And that's a pretty kind of cool look at it. That's the storm. This one is looking northwest towards Sibley Lake. That looks like, it almost looks like a funnel, but it's not, I don't believe. And if it were, it would be a very small and weak one. But let me zoom in on that. What the heck? I mean, we've got time here. Let's see. I am zooming now, so it's going to take it a little bit to show up for y'all. Well, it's going to take a little bit to show up for me, too. Let me refresh. Oh. And you'll have to forgive me because I zoomed in way too far. In fact, I'm going to, like, come out from this because it's going to look really annoying. And then I'm going to come back into this. In fact, yeah, I'm zooming way in here and it wasn't showing up on my thing. So let me go ahead and fix that. It did look kind of creepy there for a second, but I don't believe we had anything actually showing up there, so I am zooming out and playing around with this. Here's the radar here, though, showing those severe thunderstorm warnings that we have going on and our special weather statement there across parts of Natchitoches and Sabine Parish where new storms are forming. Yeah, I don't. That's just a little nugget of something there. It's just a little creepy looking cloud. But hey, that was kind of cool to see. I'm going to zoom it all the way out here, and when you get those updrafts that are forming like that occasionally, you can get a little weak funnel, but I don't even think that's what we had there. I just think that was just a little discontinuity on the south end of there, on the underside of that storm. I'm kind of zipping around on this camera to see if I can get in between the cracks here and see anything interesting, and no, I'm just looking at that cell still. And it looks like quite a rain foot on it, but no tornado threat with that cell. So I'm going to get on out of here, but I wanted to come live and show you what we had going on radar. We have a lot of showers and thunderstorms in the northern part of the area. A couple of cells trying to form down across southeast Texas. These could clip Beauregard Parish later. I think over the next couple hours we'll see more storms fill in this area. Oh, they just issued a tornado watch. They upgraded that for Catahoula and Concordia. I'm a little unsure why they went that far south, but hey, they did it. So let's see. That goes until midnight. It'll be gone way before that, so don't stress about that. In fact, I would say that it's more severe thunderstorm threat than anything, and I'm going to keep with that. But we'll watch these cells carefully as this continues to push on to the east. Once this front gets through, humidity comes down. We have a few beautiful days, and then as we get toward the as we get toward probably Sunday or Monday of Memorial Day weekend, that's when things are going to get active once again. And how much severe weather we see with that still remains to be seen. We're watching things closely. But for right now, we have 2 active severe thunderstorm warnings. The automatic updates will be hitting through the evening. And if we get a tornado warning or a significant severe threat, like a significant, you know, hail bigger than golf balls or something, of course I'm going to jump on and we'll talk about it. I'm going to get out of here for now. Have a great evening. I will see you back here hopefully tomorrow.
No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.